Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Kindness Advantage. I am your host, Cindy Rowe. And in 10 minutes or less, we are going to explore ways to bring kindness into every corner of your life. Today's episode is special because we are kicking off Mental Health Awareness Month. And the theme I want to focus on is super simple, but incredibly powerful. And that is kind talk, words that help. Because the words we use out loud and internally shape how we feel, how we connect, and how we heal. Now, have you ever replayed a conversation in your head? Maybe maybe something somebody said, or something you said, because words stick, right? You know you've been there, right? And research shows they do more than just stick. They shape us. According to research in neuroscience, negative language can increase activity in the brain's stress centers, raising our cortisol levels. That's stress, big time. And on the flip side, positive and supportive language activates areas of brains associated with motivation, emotional regulation, and connection. What am I really saying? Words can either escalate stress or it can create safety. And during times when mental health is already fragile, that matters more than ever. According to the Mental Health America, millions of people in the US experience mental health challenges each year, and many report feeling misunderstood, unsupported, or alone. That means the way we speak to each other and to ourselves can either add to that weight or help lift it. And I've shared my story here. If you're new here, it was about 12 years ago that I was having my own mental health problems. And it was because a friend shared with me about doing an act of kindness that it really helped me get out of that funk and out of that dark space. But here's what I want to talk about today. What is kind talk? Kind talk is not about being fake. It's not about toxic positivity. It's about being thoughtful, supportive, grounded, real. It's choosing words that help, not harm. And when I was in my really tough season, somebody actually said to me, "You'll get through this. You always do." And that was just a simple phrase, but it stayed with me. Not because it solved my problem, but because it gave me a sense of belief when I didn't have it myself. And that's the power of kind talk. And that's the type of people you want to surround yourself with. Now, we've all heard this quote from Maya Angelou, right? People will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And kind talk is about how people feel after interacting with you. So I want to give you 4 practical kind talk shifts that you can use today. And I want to make it real and actionable. Now, I don't want to waste your time if you're listening. Let's go. Number 1, replace fixing with listening. Some people, you share an issue or a problem or a stressor, and they feel like they got to fix it. Instead, here's what you should do. Try, "I'm here. Tell me more." According to mental health sources, feeling heard is one of the most important factors in emotional support. You don't need to solve everybody's problems. Just listen. Lend an ear. And if you're actively listening, that's when you're going to say, "I'm here for you. Tell me more about this." Number 2, validate before you redirect. Instead of saying, "It's not that bad," try, "That sounds really hard." Validation reduces emotional intensity and it builds trust. I've been through some really bad stuff. And if somebody tries to redirect before validate, I close them off. I don't really even hear anything else that they have to say. Number 3 is very important, especially for the women in the room. Change your self-talk. This one is huge. Instead of saying, I should be handling this better, try saying, this is hard and I am doing my best. Research on self-compassion shows that kind internal dialogue reduces anxiety and increases resilience. And let me tell you, when you're in the thick of it, this is really, really, really hard. So I encourage you to write sticky notes for yourself, or even on your phone, put in an alarm, a note that pops up at noon or 2 o'clock or whatever to remind you that you're just doing your best. And I've shared this before, but sometimes we can't give 100%. Sometimes we don't have it in us 100%. But if all we have is 65% and we show up giving all that 65%, we've done our best. And that's such a strong reminder. Not every day can we give 100. Number 4, use bridge statements. These are phrases that keep connection open instead of shutting it down. So here's some examples. Help me understand. I may not have the full picture on this. Or, we'll figure this out. These small phrases create psychological safety. And I want you to reframe things, like before you speak, whether to someone else or to yourself, ask this. Will these words help or hurt? That one pause can shift everything. And why does this really matter right now? Why did I decide to talk about kind talk? Because folks, I don't know if this is the PSA you've been needing to hear, but we're living in a time where people are stressed, overwhelmed, and caring more than we can actually see. Can I get an amen? I know you know that because you might be one of those people. I think we all are. We all have a lot on our shoulders. We're all overwhelmed. We're all overworked. We're stressed. And often it's the smallest moment of kindness. The right words at the right time can make someone feel less alone. You don't need the perfect thing to say. You just need to be intentional about it. And I've shared this before, but kindness takes action. So if you see somebody struggling, or maybe you just know they're off, take action and say something. Let them know they are here, that you are here, that you will help, even if you just need to sit next to them. That could mean the world to somebody. In closing, because, I want to honor this 10 minutes or less thing, kind talk doesn't require more time. It requires more awareness, just like what I said. More pauses, more intention, more humanity. Words don't just communicate. Words connect. Words calm. Words heal. So this week, I challenge you to notice your words. One conversation, one moment, one internal thought, and ask, how can I make this kinder? Folks, thank you so much for listening. And if this resonated with you, share it with somebody who could use a reminder that words matter. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to my podcast, wherever you're listening or watching, as we continue the Mental Health Awareness Month of May with more ways to support ourselves and others. I am so glad to have you here. I want to remind you that kindness doesn't just show up in actions, it also shows up in words. And together, we create waves of change through kindness. Thanks for listening.